We have a moral obligation to use the blessings we enjoy to help people around the world lift people out of poverty, which in turn will help us. We also have a self-interest. Where governments fail and people live without hope, disease, dangerous ideology, and violence spread, and they threaten our own health and security. It's a matter of common decency and common sense, though. Here's what we should do. First, stop taking money from countries that need to spend it on their own people and who are already in debt. I was the author of the debt relief legislation in the United States Senate that made the Jubilee debt relief happen in the first place. And I have pushed for deeper and broader debt relief for those nations in trouble. That debt relief and those debt relief programs will be worth $63 billion to eligible countries. Money that they won't have to spend to pay back the World Bank, the IMF, or the United States or other wealthy industrial countries. Money they can pour in their own economies. Second, I would open our markets to the poorest countries, help them help themselves by lowering barriers for some of their imports. There's a tiny fraction of our trade, but we're the most important market for them, and we should make it available, and it will not cost American jobs. Third, press on the most devastating health issues like AIDS, TB, and malaria. Access to water, which is keeping poorer countries in a god-awful situation and preventing economic growth. Right now in the Senate, I'm leading an effort to renew and strengthen programs that combat AIDS, TB, and malaria in Africa, and to dedicate $50 billion to that fight. Fourth, we should recommit to foreign aid. The Millennium Challenge account, to use the fancy term, has the potential to be a lot better and do a lot of good. But I make sure its programs will fight poverty and help those in need, help those who need the most. Here's how we should pay for the Millennium Program and much more. 1, end the war in Iraq. We're spending $120 billion a year. 2, rescind the Bush tax cut for millionaires, which is an $80 billion a year cost. Cut back and eliminate unnecessary defense spending like Star Wars and other programs, which would save $30 to $50 billion a year. Of the many tragedies caused by our foreign policy in recent years, one of the worst is our loss of moral standing around the world. A renewed effort to fight poverty can help prove that our basic values are still intact, that we're still good actors. And that's important because, ladies and gentlemen, the stability of the world impacts on our own stability. And we need to have the moral certainty that we had before in order to be able to do that.